Time to start. It's time to start the recording for YouTube. Say hello to YouTube. Hello. Yeah. I can't remember. I know I had Riven like turned up compared to other games because it's atmospheric, and I remember talking about turning it up because it's atmospheric. Because I specifically remember the word atmospheric, but I don't remember what those settings were. I think it was, you know how they measure it in dB, decibels, and it's always minus. I think it was minus 10. Pretty sure it was minus 10. Let me check based on the sound of the gate room. I think that sounds right. Okay, so before actually starting to play, I have some points here. I have always a list to here. Stream chit chat. My document is called Stream Chit Chat, and at the top of it, it says start of stream, things to talk about because I can't remember. 1.1 is it says apologize for no stream yesterday because I'm trying to trying to treat Twitch seriously. But yesterday, my day job had an emergency and I had to work late. So that is why there was no stream on Monday. Number 2. Apparently, my family watches my stream fairly religiously. So they guilt trip me they tell me how much they enjoy it. So I guess I'm doing this forever. Forever. Also, I have been having internet troubles lately. It always seems to happen in the evening around 8-ish. So I have AT&T fiber to home, and it's been pretty good for a couple years, except for that one time that some squirrels actually gnawed through the line, which is confirmed, by the way. That is AT&T confirmed the fault of my internet problems at the time. So it's been great, except for the last few days. So normally I get a nice healthy 800 megabits per second, considering overhead and everything. But whenever this slowdown happens, it goes down to 100 to 200 megabits, which in and of itself is fine. But for some reason, ping also skyrockets, and I can't watch videos without turning down the quality. So hopefully that doesn't happen while I'm streaming, right? So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I've got a ping monitor over here. Normally I can ping Cloudflare DNS, the 1.1.1.1 that came out last year. Anyway, I can get about 8 milliseconds to them. And it's 8 milliseconds right now. But whenever the problems start, it goes up to 50 to 60, 80. So I'll keep an eye on that. I figured, see, if I ever move back north to be closer to my family, AT&T fiber is not up there. I will have to get Comcast cable if I want gigabit. So I've been like, I can get Comcast here too. So I've been kind of considering, it's like if I'm going to have to change eventually anyway, maybe I should just change now and then have billing set up and everything. So it's like, AT&T, you better get your act together because I am seriously considering the competition already. How about that? As for Riven, I think there might be 1 or 2 hours left in the game. So if I finish Riven, probably go into Mario 64. I would do No Man's Sky. However, this mouse, whoops, I tried to change my windows while holding the mouse in the air. This mouse, my trusty mouse, it can left click, it can right click, it cannot click anything else. Cannot click the middle mouse button. That was my issue with No Man's Sky on Thursday. So I don't want to play any PC games with a broken mouse. I have one of those fabled Razer Naga mice going to show up tomorrow. And that's the one with like the 12 keys on the side for MMOs. But the new one is a Pro, and you can you can change those keys out with different plates, which is kind of cool. But the most important thing is mouse history for you, or a mouse stick, whatever. You know, the contacts when you click. I'm trying to like, you know, when you click, it puts metal contacts together. And there is an issue with when you use your mouse a lot. I call it rapid fire clicking. They call it double click issue, which seems ambiguous to me because you double click all the time. But like when you hold down your mouse button to click and you just hold it there, your cursor will just like rapid fire double click while you're holding the mouse down. The new mouse that I'm getting is optical click. So you push the button and it blocks the light from reaching the sensor. So it's like, it's contactless. So hopefully never have that problem again. I always have that problem, which is why I've stuck with this mouse for like eons. Even though I've had to fix this, I got lucky and I could do like contact cleaner to fix it. Not have to resolder things and buy new, anyway. I think that's everything. That's like 7 minutes of housekeeping jibber jabber, blah, blah, blah. Now on to the Riven stuff. Here are my notes. I said I was going to like reorganize my notes so it's a little easier to read. Didn't do that. So I didn't do that. I do have notes here. We need to get the trap book back. Because we cannot confront Gan without the trap book. I know how to get the trap book, but I've been thinking it's like, I've always kind of known where to get the trap book back, but I don't remember how you're supposed to find out where to go to get the trap book back. That makes sense. Kind of like the Survey Island. It's like, I know what to do with this, but I don't remember how to learn to go do that. Also need to find the submarine, go to the school, and figure out those dome color codes. Remember the eyeball things? We've got 2 of them. We've got the red one is the jungle island. Actually, that's it. That's all we got. So, I forget where to go for all that. Yeah, go back to Temple Island. I don't think... Ooh. I think I've never had this happen before either. The door is closed to the temple and I didn't shut it. I didn't shut it. Oh. Where's the door? There's the door. Spider cage. Spider cage. This one. So I forget, in part 1, climbed the ladder to the village, pulled that lever, and then the bathysphere submarine thing went down into the water. I don't know how to get to the place where the submarine went. So that will be my personal achievement today, is to remember how to do that. And away we go. It's so beautiful! I thought it might be cool if there's enough time. I didn't prepare for it because I just now remembered it. I was going to look up the Dunny alphabet and try to read the walls in the gate room. Because I know it says stuff. I know it says stuff. Is it down here? Yeah. Go shuffle off into your ocean. For this puzzle, it's kind of like the red herring. Or maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I never had to use it. But like the frog cage, where you lift up the frog and you hear him chirp. You're supposed to learn to like creep up on these guys very slowly. So you can hear their honk honk at the end. But if you move too fast, they just run away. Uh-oh. I did load the game, right? I'm pretty sure I loaded the save. I guess I've just been gone that long. They're spooked again. Okay, so see the gallows. That's where I need to go next. And that's where I don't remember where to go. Or how to get there, rather. Oh! Never mind. Found it. Oh, great. Now I'm gonna have to map this place out. There's a map in the... Nope. New page. Climb out, kind of get my bearings. We are across from the gallows. The track goes off in this direction and front and back. What's that over there? I don't know. Oh, by the way, this is that telescope thing in the rock that we were using to look at the village. So it's like... I would assume that even a villager would know if this thing was spinning around. That means somebody's watching you. Alright, climbing in. So we got to... Oh, man. Kind of remember. This is like the Maze Runner all over again. So, here's the starting point. Here's the starting point. Here's the gallows. How do we get to there? I do not know. Forward march. Okay. Kind of goes up to another node here. Now the thing is, we can spin this dude around. And now we've got two different ways to go. so we can go left or right. I want to see where this spot is. You can do it little... It's like a train car submarine. Need I point out the 5 prongs of the O? Well, that is a retracted ladder. I think this is the village ladder. I'm just going to call it the retracted village ladder. Bonk. Oh, I was going to say, even the thing to open the hatch has 5. 5. It's 5. If there's ever something, it's 5. Whoops. I meant to click. Is that really... Maybe it was just kid version of me who thought this underwater maze was like a pain. Because I think that's the gallows right there. We're already there, guys. Up. I bet this is retracted as well. Yes. It is also retracted. Ladder. Forward! Oh! As we can see, there's a path backwards again. My map is already messed up because of the surprises. If my calculations are correct, I'll go forward here. It's back to the start. I recognize the grass. The seagrass. Aha! Yes. Yes, indeed. So once again, I need to adjust. Now taking bets. One of these directions is the school, and one of these directions is the there's like a guardhouse that you use to like retract the ladders. For some reason, because it's like if you're trying to protect yourself from I pulled the wrong lever. If you're trying to protect yourself from the villagers, they're not going to be afraid to jump in the water. You don't need your ladders to make this difficult. This way? I think this way is the guardhouse. It's also a dead end. So don't have to worry about that anyway. Boop. Boop. Guess what? It's the school, and the thing's retracted. No! Wait a second. No! I'm gonna open it back up. Is there, like, dunny words on these ladders? I can't tell if I'm crazy, or it's pixels, or it's letters. Alright. So this will be the guardhouse. Oh, we had an 11 millisecond ping here. It's back to 8 though, so we're fine. This is a bit like the survey island, so that we can get this out of the way. And then get back to the interesting stuff, like, finding again. Boop. Okay. This is the guardhouse. Up, 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 up. So here's this. Trying to think how many were retracted. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the downs are retracted. Oh, yeah. Look, they're all extracted now. Okay. Down. All right, and away we go. First stop the school, because I want to double check that I've learned everything there is to learn. I just want to make sure there's not like a book or a journal or something to read in there. There is a very ingenious device that Gin created to, at least I would assume it's Gin who created it, because I don't think any villager parent would create it. A device for teaching numbers. Wait a second. Did I just go back to the guardhouse? Well, just like the Maze Runner, isn't it? I'm just gonna You know what? I'm gonna live on the edge. Not even double check. I already know this is the wrong one because it's a guard room. The video when the submarine pulls up to the guard room is like longer than any other. The sub just sits there and like hisses at you for like 5 seconds longer than anywhere else. So there's some useless trivia for you. Nope. Wrong lever. Dude, the wrong lever. Don't go forward. This is what you're here for, the speed run strats. Bonk. And here we are. The schoolhouse. It looks almost like... Have you ever noticed that schools look rather like a prison to keep the kids inside? They'll say it's for their safety to keep people out. Voila! The schoolhouse. Oh man, there's more Dunny language up here. Kind of want to read this. I want to bring the alphabet out now. Empty chalkboard. This is a bit like
Terekoi Danni, Kibayem Revat, Arroyem Betig Tavom, Gabodona Gayem.
I only know 2 of those words at this point. When he says Revat, there's actually the... What? Mom? When he says Revat, the re, that's a prefix that they put on front of words that means the, I think, or great. I know vat means 5. That's their word for 5. So it's either the great 5 or just the 5. And you know what I'm going to do? No, I don't want to look up DNA. I typed in DNI for a reason, Google. Dunny Dictionary. The, yeah, Ray is the. The Revat, so the 5. So that's the only part I could get out of that whole thing. Well, let's see. That's a squiggle with a pipe on the end. So there's a chart of basic letters. And then there's a chart of modified letters. And the modified letters have like dashes. This one doesn't have a dash. This one is just R, E-H, so re again with a... Is that O? No. That's like a foot. I wish I could probably show you if I really wanted to. I kind of don't want to mess up my OBS layout. You know what? I know somebody has translated this. The question is, it's almost going to be a what's the word? My mind has gone blank. A scavenger hunt. It's going to be like its own puzzle game to find the sites that used to do all this stuff. Because back in the heyday, they were everywhere, and nowadays they're all like offline. I don't think it's worth like wasting a lot of time looking it up. Here, oh, a star. Oh, look, there's. I was going to call it a star fruit, but check it out. It's 5 again. This looks like it's either a name, a list of names, or somebody's homework because it's circled in red. So the classroom, he's trying to teach them Dunny, and they probably have no idea. Here is the guaranteed best way to teach your children basic numbers. Observe. That symbol appears. And the person goes down toward the mouth 6 times. So that symbol is 6. My bad, 7. I missed one. See, this is why we have games that teach you numbers. This is 3. Ha! This is 6. 5, 6. Eight? Yeah, I think that was 8. And notice how it resembles a game of hangman, and the person is getting a little closer, and a little closer, and a little closer. And dead. So let that be a lesson. You don't pay attention in class, you're gonna get eaten by the wark. Man, I really want to know what's on that blackboard. You know what? We're gonna commit to it. Riven classroom Dunny translation. There's something called LP archive that keeps popping up. Aha! It's kind of buried in the site, and it doesn't like tell you how. Okay, so translated, this says the rules of Gin. So this word right here will be Gin. Gin is our master. Gin created us. And then Gin defeated Atris. Yeah, so this word here is Gin. Gin, Gin, Gin. And it won't be like literally you don't. This isn't like G. Well, it will be G. This because it's a name. This is a G. This shape here is EH, and then here's N. But this one right here is not going to be master or anything like that. It'll be like some made up word, which would be KEH. K. I'll just translate this one word to prove. Not that you need proof, but for the sake of completionist, K. Let me make sure that it is actually a K. Yes. It's a K because it's a boat with a mast and a little dash on the side. And then the next one is EH, which is just like a, a W. And then this one looks strange. This one could be a couple things. Sloppy handwriting. Sloppy handwriting. It's either A or N. It might be N because the stick is not straight. It's going off to the, Kennen? Which sounds vaguely like a word. There's like 3 different sites now. Navot. What? Come on, highlight all. Show me everything. I want eat. Nava. Master. So completely that might be NAH. NB. Interesting. Anyway. Yes, that's that. Not gonna get stuck there as long as we got stuck talking about the math part. But yeah, the funny part to me is that the last line is Gin defeated Atris. Like Atris is the evil one here. Where to next? I think we just go to the gallows. Forward. March. I was right, by the way. I just had an epiphany on what to search for. The first one is Gin, Kennen, Navot. Nava-ot. The middle, Kennen, it means is ours. So like ours and whatever is. I remember like reading up on how the languages and everything, and you have the word is, but what is it? It's like, it's not an article, but you know what I mean. The name for what the word is. So is our is one word, and then the word master is on the end. So I was right. Dang it. I'm going to take that victory. Kennen, I translated. And I read somebody's bad, dunny handwriting to do it. And this should be the gallows. Which, if you'll recall, we already closed. Bonk. I feel like there's a dude in here. There it is. All right, all right. So, if you can imagine, somebody has made Gin angry. You have an executor standing down here at the bottom of the gallows. Somebody has been clamped into this and like lowering the meat into the T-Rex paddock. Nom. Of course, you ride it back up to the top because of course you do. Can we go back down? I've never tried to go back down. So we're stuck up here now. Actually, we'll come back to that later because I know what's in there. Oh, we can like drop a ladder down here. Ta-da! We've opened the back door. Well, there's words on this too. Okay, so I know what's in here just from memory. I don't remember how you would find out. Okay, a nauseum? I feel like I asked that last time you were here. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. So there's nothing here. And I guess I can only assume that this is hearkening back to the old adventure game days where you're like clicking like mad on everything. And you're like, oh, well, there's something here. You can kind of see the outline of a thing here. And then you're clicking, clicking, clicking. Oh, what's in here? And you're like, oh, it opens up. There must be something in here. And there is. I can't remember if there's like something that I missed. We have a musical cue as well. Oh. Because I feel like I'm remembering reading in a journal somewhere that wait. Wait. My gears are turning here. It might be a side effect of having done Survey Island so early. because I ended up there and I'm like, oh, I know how to do this. I feel like, well, I know this. I remember this now. If you come here, I don't know what triggers it, but if you come here early, I suppose, you can walk up to this with the gate closed, and there's somebody inside, and he's just sitting here up against the wall. And he looks at you, and he's just like, meh, and then he just ignores you. And then you walk around and do your stuff, and you come back, and he's gone. And then you open it up, and you're like, where'd he go? He must have gone somewhere. And I suppose that's what would make you, like, look around for. There's got to be a secret way out. That's what it was. Unfortunately, thanks to me, like, remembering everything backwards. Am I clicking? Oh, okay. Boop. Boop. Oh, yeah. Is there another marble around? I think the coolest thing, besides the linking books, of course, are these fire marble things. They're just little marbles. You touch them and they light up. Green energy, I suppose. So behold. And here is where the animals come into play. So you spin the eyeballs on the, let's say on the planet. We've got like Stargate on the mind or something. So you spin the eyeballs that are scattered all over the islands. And you can always move around in some manner to find the silhouette of the animal that the eye belongs to. And then you have to translate the numbers, of course, so you have to go to the schoolroom. And the order is fish, beetle, frog, sunner, wark. That's a wark. That's a spiky dude. Is that a rabbit? 2 ears and a tail? I'm going to say he's the rabbit. Hippo. Sunner. He's number 4. It's also kind of in the order of size. So wark is the biggest. Sunner is the next frog. What's that? That's a beetle. A zorcherfish? Some kind of rodent. An ostrich. A hammerhead frog. A bird. Whoops. It's already like panning me. Bird, there's the beetle. That's the beetle that's familiar to me. I think this is the fish. Fish. Beetle. This is the shape of the frog in the... Fish, beetle, frog. Sunner. Quark. Not quark. Not like white. It is wark. Okay, so that wall is covered with water, which can happen on this world because there must be a heat source, like keeping it pressed up against the wall. Oh, did those lamps light up? Is that what's doing it? So remember, we read in Gen's journal about, at the end of the journal, about these crystal things that powers his broken books. Now look at what we got here, eh? It's the... I was looking for my Riven box. This is the thing on... Back when games came in boxes, Riven came in boxes, and this was on the cover of the Riven box. And throwback to Real Mist, I think they kind of tied this crystal substance into Real Mist. The music is so good too. All right. What do you do when you find a linking book? Blind link. Never do that. It's linking is kind of like digging straight down in Minecraft. if you don't know it's safe, don't do it. But this is before we knew that books could be dangerous, so we just link willy-nilly. So we've got birds, we've got a ball living on top of a tree with smoke coming out. My ping is going a bit erratic. It's 7 o'clock. Great. I guess keep an eye on the stream quality and tell me if something goes crazy. Well, dead. This is back in the days when you could actually just die in an adventure game. Like, well, you done screwed up, son. Killing me. Oh. Eh? See, I don't know their language because that's not Dunny. That's just their language. Kind of yes, kind of no. To their credit, they kind of explain themselves pretty quick. But yeah, I just walked in. I just walked over to the book, and then it spun me around automatically, and I got darted in the butt. Okay. There's where we came in, I think. So we are in the tree. Is that a water bowl or a bathroom bowl? I remember really badly wanting to be able to, like, leave and walk around out there. Spoilers. You can't. Oh, the screen turned fuzzy.
Katrina e now da saya palo. Yapa ay manay yalepo. Mio tisay. Bekaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Tisay. Waite Fulupe.
Something Falupa. No, I'm pretty sure she said Catherine's name at the beginning. Which, when Atris writes her name, he spells her name Catherine, but her actual name is Katrin, which is, I think, what she called. Oh, it turned fuzzy again.
Sirapo. Ibuko mo buko wisipo. Na vene. Tapo mo revene beno. Now, Katerina ne. Wisifa polo ya sepe yai.
I don't think I've ever, like, or anybody has ever figured out what she says. All right, so we have the old Dunny Trap book. I'm not going to, but you can, in fact, click on this right now and lose. Actually, I kind of want to. Don't lose. Okay. I will, in fact, use it. See, watch. And they're like, wow, what an idiot. And it's funny because you can use this now in like different places and different people will find you in there. They're like, well, we're dead. Can I not, like, game is paused, press any key to continue? Hey, look, I want to, like, go back. Let me load. What, an unskippable credits? All right, I think I can make this just reload. Whoops. Ignore me. Can you see? I think I may have broken it. Capture specific window. Well, one moment. Hello? Okay. Ahem. Nothing has happened. Nothing went wrong. Everything is fine. By the way, we have a new journal. Oh no, this handwriting is even worse than Gen's. Trying to think. It's easier for me to read it on my OBS screen because the word's smaller. All right. Ahem. Here we go. Well, let me get some water first. It's been an hour. Hydrate and stretch. I should stretch. I just want to read it. So I'm just going to read it. You know what? I linked to Riven a week ago. The smell of the place overwhelmed me moments before I could see anything. With my sight only partially cleared, I stood motionless, peering ahead through a dim veil which was slowly lifting. There was a violent clang, and bars appeared. I remember that. I remember breathing slowly and very deeply, tasting the familiar Riven air, but not recognizing a thing. I must have been hit with the dart right away. I thought it was an insect bite at first. I'm trying to remember it all, but it's different. Maybe because of the drug. There was a voice. A man I did not recognize stood before me. Rivenese, though he was wearing dunny dress. This is really hard to read. And I don't know why all of a sudden, because I remember reading this just fine. Like years ago. He seemed to be talking to me, but the poison was already taking effect. A shadow crept in and I fell asleep. Then there were many voices, but I understood none of them. Like hundreds of people whispering, I couldn't wake up. No matter. The dream did end, and now to be here with what's that name? I want to say E. Is that E-T-I, Eddie? We're just going to go with Etty. It's been so many years. I didn't realize how much I missed her. Like a piece of me that I had forgotten, I'd lost. She's beautiful and so full of warmth, but the years have also left her with a wound which was not there when we were children. Now we have a hastily written letter from our very own Catherine. I write quickly from my prison. Neela will return your book, which the moiety intercepted upon your arrival. After questioning her, I've concluded that it was written by Atris for a very specific purpose. Gin will desire to use it, although he may have suspicions. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Gin keeps it in his office. Then I assume we're to signal Atris. I think I know how it might be done, but don't signal him before I am released. Catherine. So this is Catherine's journal, by the way, in case you didn't know that. I do wish she were more interested. It seems like I'm asking all the questions. It's awkward. No one asks me where I've been or what I've been doing. This hurts, but I understand it. Their beliefs are born out of ignorance and oppression. They are a gentle people, but they've had their nest? Is that nest? They've had their nest destroyed, and now they frantically cling to anything that might save them. But why have they chosen to cling to me? I'm confused. As a child, I always felt out of place here. I never belonged. They misunderstood me, and I couldn't relate to them. But now I'm overwhelmed by an intense feeling that I owe everything to them and this place. I thought I would never see them again, and yet I'm here. I've been given this second chance, but a second chance at what? Saving them? Fulfilling their prophecies, being their savior? Some doodles in the margin. The moiety, Atris would want me to chronicle all that I've learned. I can at least record some of it. It seems that when Atris and I trapped Gin on Riven many years ago, our efforts were witnessed by most of the inhabitants here. Two of the Rivenese even witnessed the confrontation with Gin at the fissure, where I linked back to Mist and where Atris threw himself into the abyss. Of course, they understood little of what they were seeing, but they somehow were able to guess that we had won. That Gin was no god at all, but only a feeble impostor, a false god, a grilled no wait, and that we had trapped him here on Riven. I always hoped they would deduce this simple truth, but their further conclusions have astonished me. Atris had stripped God of Gin of his power. Therefore, Atris must be a true god. As a god, he was choosing me, the spiritual misfit from a Rivenese womb, to be his wife. I was transcending into deity and would lord over Riven forever. Okay. Thus, the moiety, as they call themselves, were something, a dissonant society. Sworn enemies of Gin. I did not know of their beliefs regarding Atris and myself until 2 days ago. Eddie was, for some reason, hesitant to tell me. I can't figure out why. I know she doesn't believe these things. Of course, everyone she... I can't read that word. Of course. Oh, everyone else. Something that I would be aware of my own god status. Assumed. Oh, I see. The G from the things is like... Oh my gosh. What they need is like closed captions. Next time you remaster Riven, you need to put closed captions for your handwriting. Especially when it's all like enlarged and pixelated nowadays. Of course, everyone else assumed that I would be aware of my own god status, so they made up... made no effort to inform me. I only realized it at a recent gathering to which I was invited. I sat at the front of a dimly lit and crowded cave as they told a mythical story of my own life, acting out the battle between Atris, myself, and Gin at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated into grandiose proportions. It's like, how can I can read grandiose proportions, but assumed, like, defeated me. It was offensive, but I was unable to stop it. I was unable to break the illusion, which is the very foundation of their hope and purpose, and which had given them courage to band together and rebel against Gin. Since then, I've learned of other doctrines and beliefs that have evolved, the most disturbing of which is the conviction that one day I would return to Riven to free them. Some believe that I will overthrow Gin, others believe that I will bring them to paradise. I don't know how to deal with this. I fight myself. I love these people, my only real kindred, but they will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. How many more pages of this is there? Oh my goodness. Catherine, how much is there? Oh, there was a code. Oh my goodness. Catherine. I'm going to get the code out of this. Where was the code? There it was. Okay, so this is the code to the telescope. We've got a 3, we've got a 2, we've got a 3 again, we've got a 1, and a 3. 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, telescope. And I am going to look up Catherine's journal, Riven. Okay. I will read from this website, and hopefully it'll go faster than it has been, because there's a lot here. Oh, okay. I don't know how to deal with this. I fight myself. I love these people. My only real kindred. They will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. All right, here we go. Over the years, Gen's power has become greater and greater. The moieties' numbers have grown, and they have become more and more adept at hiding themselves. They now live in a complex network of caves that he has still not discovered. The moiety, for the most part, have completely severed their relationship with any of the Rivenese that chose against joining them. But I hope they've not sacrificed vital limbs in order to remove the cancer. Even Father and Enant are still on the surface in Gin's domains, and I long to see them, but a dimness shrouds Eddie's face every time I mention them. Since this break took place, they have interfered with the surface in superficial ways, occasionally sabotaging one of Gin's constructions or stealing food from the villagers. They wear strange masks and costumes during their short forays into the island's surface. I am trying to, orient myself with the journal so I can flip the pages for you. They wear strange masks. They get much pleasure. Oh, wait. They wear strange masks and costumes during their short forays to the island's surface and take this regalia very seriously, or regalia, very seriously, refusing to be seen by anyone outside the moiety unless they are properly attired. They get much pleasure out of the fact that those on the surface are frightened by these costumes, calling them evil spirits or ghosts. It was during one of these expeditions that they fortuitously rescued me from one of Gin's guards when I first appeared on the island. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been delivered to Gin immediately. I've no doubt that he's now searching for me. Of course, I am now aware that I was fooled. Atris is not here. I was, at first, devastated by this realization. Now I am thankful. He would be in extreme peril here. And there is a quiet inner voice, an echoing remnant that wants him far away. That is a throwback to Mist, where Cirrus and Akinar got rid of Catherine by saying he was on Riven, and then they lured Atris to Dunny, saying Catherine wanted him there, and then, then they thought they would have free reign over Atris's library and ages and rob them blind, but they found the trap books. And the rest is history. Okay. I have just witnessed an age dying, gasping its last breath. Today I ventured to the surface to see what had become of this island. I hoped it would not be as bad as the moiety had reported. It was worse. They have become slowly accustomed to its steady decay, but I was devastated. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words? Oh, it's a poem kind of thing. They've gone Tolkien on us. The lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words, will fall cold breath. The womb from which the cry released has suffered hurt, will suffer death. To get to the surface, we had to travel through a complex series of doors and passages. Before the last of these doors, they offered me a weapon, which I accepted, and then a mask. I held the mask in my hands for a while, wondering what sort of terror it might invoke in those members of my family who still live on the surface. But I also knew I must keep my identity hidden from Gin's ever-vigilant eye, so I accepted it as well. Then together we swam a short expanse and emerged out of the surface of the ocean under a rocky overhang. The harsh sunlight made my eyes sting, but the fresh, rich air was exhilarating after these past weeks in the dank caves. The two men with me were silent, communicating only with hand signals. The three of us emerged from our hiding place and made our way to the top of the plateau, at the edge of a thick, overgrown area of the forest. They stopped, peered through the foliage for a moment, and then turned to me as if awaiting my command. Before I could... but could not respond. In fact, I found it difficult to move. I was smelling, hearing, breathing my youth. This swept over me in a matter of seconds, but in seconds more, all feeling was gone. There was numbness. And in my transcription here, it says, drawing of trees. Aw. We did not stay long on the surface, but it was long enough to see the worst. Riven, which was once one island, has split apart into 5 distinct pieces about half a mile apart. 4 of these have been claimed by Gin as his exclusive domain. Only his ministers and personal militia are ever allowed access to them. From my vantage point at the edge of the forest, I could only see 3 of these islands. They are stripped of their former beauty and are riddled with Gin's self-absorbed constructions. The moiety rarely visit these closely guarded places. There is another island which I could not see, as it had evidently crept away to a terrific distance. The moiety are very unclear as to what exists on this island, except for the fact that they know it is where the great tree used to exist. The forest is located on the island, that the surface dwellers in the moiety still refer to as Riven, but they also still refer to their entire world as Riven. This island is where the village is, which has changed dramatically. It is also the one remaining province of the people, though Gin's influence can be seen everywhere. There is a drawing of the 4 islands. Of course, I know the reason for the fracturing of the island. The moiety do not. Gin wrote this place, and it will die, as all Gin's ages eventually die. I feel nothing today. I am nothing. I live in a cave on a dying world inhabited by the people that they are treating me so strangely. They don't know how to relate to a god. I'm still an outcast here. They whisper among themselves, talking of my bravery during my excursion to the surface, how I walked across the island bold and unafraid. They don't know me. Even Eddie is uncomfortable around me. At times there is no awkwardness. I am only Katrin to her, but other times I am something else. I am afraid. There's such a gaunt numbness inside me. Today I do not feel closeness with my people. Neither am I offended by their worship of me. I don't hate Gin. I don't feel anything. At least Neela is still close. She talks about boiling. I am boiling. I don't know what that even means. All right. Gin is making and writing books with a capital B. I wish they had told me sooner. Atris should have realized this would happen, of course. Gin would have written all the materials necessary to the dunny craft of making books into this age and probably every other age he ever wrote. He is attempting to write his way out of here. We did not imprison him, we only delayed him. This age has become his factory, and the people are his machines, all laboring in his mad pursuit to become a god to carry on his noble dunny cause. So far, he has not been able to produce a fully functional book. Atris has never believed in destiny, and I don't know what else to call it. Oh, but I don't know what else to call it. It's too perfect. It's too much of a coincidence. They hang on my every word, though they do not understand them. I am their hope, and now I have returned. I owe this to them. There is no choice. Drawing of telescope. It's been a long time since my last entry. It is hard to recognize, but I have found the star fissure, which is located on the island which the Rivenese call Alapo, meaning water pool, but which is referred to by the moiety as Alatwan, meaning pool of stars. Having once allowed Atris to escape this age without leaving an open door behind us, it has since been sealed with a skin of heavy iron. A crude telescope has been mounted over the locked viewport, the combination to which was acquired by the moiety before my arrival. And 32313. Boom! In the early days, the moiety seeking an escape from Riven briefly pursued the idea of reopening the fissure. They discovered a small mechanical stop to prevent the scope from hitting the window. Ultimately, however, they decided against opening it. Probably good for them. I hate to think what would have happened if they had not left it alone. I've instructed them to stay away from it. I'm almost certain that, with the decayed state of the islands, opening the fissure would now be disastrous. I have heard in the days immediately following Gin's confinement on Riven, he attempted to determine the feasibility of navigating the stars beneath the fissure. For he had seen the mist book fall from Atris's hands into that very same place, or space. To this end, he would have people, alleged transgressors of the law, thrown into it so that he could observe their faith. Fate. Not faith. Fate. The telescope, which still stands there, is the one he built for these callous experiments. So Gin threw people into the fissure just to see what would happen. Yeah. I mean, it's safe, technically, but still. It is said that they did not die, but what became of them remains a mystery. It appears that the limits of Gin's optics prevented him from learning their fate. The star field beneath the fissure is not as it seems. It is a gentle space, as hospitable to life as a flowing river. This is how Atris explained it, after he had fallen into it. But much more than that, we've never understood, and we were never able to conclude upon its origins. But the visions tell me that it was born out of the will of the Maker, perhaps for some greater purpose that we cannot yet understand. Presumably, they go to where the Mist Book went, aka where we're from. Which actually, that kind of triggers a the ending for this. is strange. It concludes well enough, but the actual ending is quite odd. Like, wait, what? Which hopefully we'll get to tonight. About an hour and a half left, about halfway through the stream. Yep. Where was I? I still remember Atrus's words from his journal. Oh, I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse, blah, 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 blah. There must be some greater reason behind it. I neglected to mention it earlier. The unique shape of the great daggers which appeared during our escape from Riven, the very dagger that stands vertically at one end of the Alatwan, has been adopted by the moiety as the symbol of their cause. It is a sacred symbol for them. It is a representation of all their doctrine, and their representation of me. To deface this symbol is sacrilege. They have their own mythical explanation. I'm scrolling my thing. Regarding its sudden origin. I haven't told them that I wrote it into this age along with all the other daggers. It's strange how such a young religion can be so unbending even to their own god. I have tried to dissuade them of the notion that symbols contain so much power. The enemy uses this paranoia against them. They are fearful of Gen's symbol and are terrorized by his symbolic use of the wark. But they don't want to hear this from me. Perhaps my attempts have even caused some of the younger members of the moiety to doubt I am Catherine. My rare encounters with those who say they follow Gen have been discouraging. I have hoped to have some communication with the surface dwellers, but they always flee from me. But I have heard news of some of the villagers' beliefs regarding Gen. Soon after we trapped Gen on Riven, he claimed that he was responsible for the daggers, placing them around the island as a reminder of their failure. In the village circles, it is told that it was a punitive act performed by Gen to mark the beginning of a period of restitution, at the end of which they will have proven their devotion to him. They will be delivered unto a new and better existence. I will continue to try to reach them. The door is open and Gen is free. Gen has the ability to create working books. In fact, he has written one age before I arrived, but has kept this accomplishment so well hidden that only his closest ministers were aware. Until now. I'm not sure. Perhaps he has written others. Other news. A few years ago, before the moiety were forced into hiding, one of them managed to steal what appeared to be a test book that Gen had intended to destroy. It had been partially written, but did not work. They didn't tell me about it until now because they thought it was useless. Back then, none of Gen's books worked, but instead of correcting the problem at its source, he blamed it on the impure wood of the Riven forest and proceeded to engineer a cumbersome mechanical remedy. I lost my place. Cumbersome mechanical remedy, a complex series of domes to heal his book's inherent flaws. One of the consequences of this crude solution, however, was that the domes demanded huge amounts of energy, and the related problems delayed his success for quite some time. As a programmer, it amuses me to no end that Gen is basically a depiction of a programmer who just knows what the words do, but doesn't know what the algorithms mean, and he just throws stuff at it, and when it breaks, he doesn't fix what he's done, he adds more to it to kind of like bypass it. It's like, oh, well, that's broken, I'll add this to fix that. And well, that's still broken, I'll add all this to fix it. Where am I? At last, however, he finished his work and was finally able to link to an age, but he kept his success extremely well hidden. However, for some reason or another, belligerent pride, He has made his modifications to the domes, which make it obvious that he's using the domes to breathe life into his half-dead books. Perhaps he means to lure us into using the books in the domes. He can't believe that we would blindly swallow the suicidal bait. But he wouldn't know that we have one of his books. The stolen burnt book. There is a possibility of scratched out. Have read burnt book. Age it describes would be unsuitable as new home for the moiety. Must be modified. I will dream. Have requested a group to solve combination that will open the domes. Once open, we can power the burnt book. I do not think Gin will interfere. He will leave the bait. And then here's a bunch of drawings of that tree structure. Have begun writing the moiety's age. Now must acquire second book from Gin. There is tension. A strain blurs my vision and nightmares. Neela and Eddie stay close. Okay. Much has happened. Almost everything is prepared. We have stolen another book, but I'm concerned Gin will miss it. We have also discovered the combinations for entering the domes, but we have not discovered the method for powering them. By powering our burnt book with Gin's domes, we will be able to link to this age, but we will only have access to the domes for a short... I think there's an error. For a short of time. Nope. The error is in the book. But we will only have access to the domes for a short of time before we are discovered. Therefore, we can only use the domes once. I must find another way to make the books work. The gateway images in Gin's books and our burnt books all seem to share the same sickness. They are not powered. The images are black. It might be possible to clear the vision with only... And there's a drawing of that crystal doodad. Or is there? Nope, it's just kind of a drawing of how the gateway image works. Will write substance into the moiety age. That's all it says. Will write substance into the moiety age. All is ready. Whoa. Now all we can do is wait for word from the... Moitoire-esque? That, okay. We wait for word from the esque, or whatever that is, who are on the lookout for Gin to power and use the domes. When he does that, we will have access to one of Gin's domes just long enough. After linking to the age which I've written, I only have to locate the book window substance and refine or adapt it. Laying this window over the gateway image should heal the books and make them work. This will allow me to use the second stolen book and return to Riven with more of the book windows. You will then no longer have to rely on Gin's clumsy domes. I laugh at these plans. I sound like Atris. Yes, Catherine, you do. I'm risking my life, but I feel no fear, only anxiety. Perhaps it is the source of my nightmares. The fissure, like a great wound, is opened. It stains the riven soil with blood. I hold the moiety knife. The voices grow so loud. Oh, that's her nightmare. The fissure, like a great wound, is opened. For their part, the moiety have complete faith that I will accomplish my task and lead them to a better world. It is the fulfillment of their prophecy, but they are also fearful and tense. I don't know what they will think or do if I fail. Surprise. Oh, it is done. It seems too good to be true. I feel like it's all still a dream. We have already evacuated all of the moiety to this new age. It is beautiful, and I am pleased. At last, my people will live in safety and comfort. They stand under the bare sky, unafraid and dazzled by their freedom. They are happy. They have named it Tay. There is still much to be done. We are not protected yet. The only way to completely safeguard this place is to destroy the book, which links to here from Riven, but I do not even know how to bring this up to the moiety. They will be extremely reluctant about destroying their only link to Riven. Well, technically, you're destroying Riven's link to Tay, but yeah. I share this hesitation. I would be cutting off my only connection, but for their sake, it must be done. I am anxious to know if our activities have aroused Gin's suspicions. If so, we must act quickly. Even so, I feel now that we are impregnable. Tomorrow, I will return to Riven to see Gin's reaction for myself, but tonight I finally rest. End of journal. Finally. Spoilers, she got kidnapped right after that. So, should have just, well, I was going to say, you should have just destroyed the book and not gone back to see Gin's reaction. But then, there would be no point in being here to rescue you. Okay. Whew. Journal finished. I feel like I need to save it, but I'm not going to. Well, I'd better. Save game. Don't lose. Save. Resume. So here's the book. Fix the image. Okay. So, you can leave now. I guess, again, I'm trying to, like, consider what you would need to either read or deduce to know where I'm going to go next. But it might just be that. You just have to put pieces together and be like, all right, they're talking about the domes powering the book. We know that the 233rd age books are in the little domes. All right, we know the color for Jungle Island. Catherine repaired one of Gin's broken books. It's not really a pocket dimension. Well, unless you think the ages are pocket dimensions. She fixed an age that Gin couldn't get to work. So the short of it is, before she got here, the rebels stole a book that Gin was going to burn. Gin did not miss it because he was going to burn it anyway. And they were like, oh, by the way, we have a book. And Catherine's like, why didn't you tell me in the first place? Because Gin knows how to write ages. Atris taught her how to write ages. So she could fix the book, but it was still broken. Like when Gin put the book together, it was broken. But she fixed the link, the words, if that makes sense. Like the physical book was broken, but she fixed the writing part. So they went and powered the book for just long enough to link to get the window lens crystal stuff. And now they can power their books without the domes. So they are on, the moiety are all on another world now. Did I just turn myself around? Yes, I did. I blame you. I blame chat. Kind of going the long way around. Beep boop, beep boop. Go past the frog place. Yes, we can now wreck Riven guilt-free, although she didn't destroy it because she still felt guilty about destroying it. Okay, it's 7:40 p.m. My ping is starting to consistently go up. It's 8 and 8, and there's a 14, 10, 14, 20. So my ping has doubled now from 8 to 16 and 20. So it's happening. It's happening. OBS has not told me there are any dropped frames. Does the stream still look okay? As long as the stream looks okay, that's fine. I will flip the switch, and then I will be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom and go stretch. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. Kind of. Stream looks fine. Whoa. 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 Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, FPS isn't super critical. But, oh, I kind of... It's not super... I think I... Does my sound still work after that? Yes. Not super critical, but what'll happen is the stream won't like slow down or anything. It'll just like lag out. It'll start buffering for you guys if my internet fails. I opened this door. Is this the Gin moment? There he is! Ooh. See, I usually come around the back from the book island and the survey island. Get out of the way, you stupid microphone. By the time we get there, he's going to be gone. But he knows. He knows. Okay. I have the telescope code. Again, once you know the code for it, you can go in and like signal Atris right now. Highly not recommended to do that. I flipped the gate room because I wanted to... Why did I do this? Oh, I was setting volume at the start, wasn't I? I think, some various things will happen if I signal too early. One of which I know from looking at the video files. I've never triggered this event myself, but I know there's a video where you break open the fissure. Atris doesn't come. Nobody comes. The island just starts falling apart, and you trip and fall into the fissure. And then nothing happens. There's no, like, voiceover or anything. It's just like, congratulations. You just ruined everybody's lives. I think at this point, if I triggered Atris, he would show up, but then he'd be like, wait, where's Catherine? And then Gen would show up, kill Atris, and then kill you. He has like a fire marble explosive powered rifle that he kills you both with, and then takes the book from you. It's bad. Don't do it. Okay, I need to spin this around, right? My headphones aren't working. And there might be turn it one more time. There might be a variation where I was going to say you have freed Catherine, but not trapped Gen, but I don't know if that's possible. Look, okay, I just want to the top of this dome, okay? What do I have to do to get there? No, wrong way. Turn around. Okay, flip this up. This is my problem. This is what I forgot to do. Okay, the other thing to do is the dome. Get the color of the dome. There's the dome up there. I think we can push this button. So if you remember, when we, at the top of the dome, there was a gap in the bridge. You know, it looked like you could step over it, but the game wouldn't let you. Turn around, hit the button, a floor comes up, repairs the bridge. That unlocked this elevator. So you could have come across this elevator too early and figured that it wasn't anything. All right, what symbol are you? Oh, you were the circle with the dot. Green. Temple Island is green. So there's a lot, well, not a lot, but there are more than one puzzles in Riven that aren't so much puzzles, they're not so much puzzles as they are you could come across them too early and you wouldn't realize that it's something you can do because you haven't done something else first. There's a lot of obscurity. Things kind of hidden in plain sight rather than locked behind something. Okay. I have the book island, which we don't know the color for because remember the big old window with the wark that came up with the red light? The light was broken for the symbol. How I even I'm like listening to myself explain this, and I'm just like blown away by how it sounds. It's like no one would understand any of this. So the light in the wark room with the big window with the red light above it, it had a wheel with all the symbols for the domes, and you clicked a symbol and a light lit up. We had all of them except one, and that one is the crater island, the boiler island, the bookmaking island, whatever you want to call it. We don't know the color for that. Red is the jungle island. Green is the temple island. We still need the survey island. We still need the jungle island. Nope. Oh my gosh. I'm going crazy. Survey, crater, temple, jungle. Okay. My problem is I keep getting Jungle Island and Temple Island mixed up. They are separate. So need survey, prison, and survey, prison, temple. No. Whatever. Suddenly, I realize why I am so dang confused. There's 5 islands. There's 6 colors. I'm like, why aren't these adding up? That's why. I'm failing basic math. I'm failing 6 minus 5. Okay. We need Survey Island and Prison Island. That's it. That's all we need to know. We can't get to Prison Island yet, so we're going to have to guess 2 colors. Where am I going now? Where am I going? Someone help me. Where am I going? This is the part of Riven where Sandy's sanity goes down the drain. And my ping goes up through the roof. Please give me the right path to... Okay. Turn around. What I'm trying to do is get to the upper floor of the big golden dome. And I will show you the so-called waffle iron that I hinted at in the first part. Are we done? Are we done here? Okay, here is the waffle iron. Now, if you back up far enough and kind of make everything blur together, you can kind of barely make out bolded lines running through the waffle iron. So here's a square here. Here's a little chunk here. Here's a little one here. Here's an L shape. And then here's a big chunk. A big chonker, as they say these days. Now, does it bear striking resemblance to this grid here that we encountered on Survey Island, where we would punch one of these buttons on the pad, the island would bubble up, and then we would go into that topography map thing and find the locations of each of the domes. So this is a 25 by 25 grid, and all these different machines just show you different levels of it, so you have to like really dig down into the specifics here. But we know red is Jungle Island. Jungle Island is this big dude right here, and we know it's on, we know red is somewhere in this square. More specifically, it is here in that square. Green is Temple Island. Temple Island is in this shape right here. We know it's somewhere in that square. More specifically, it's right there. Here are the other colors. I don't know which color's what, but I do know where the fire marbles are. Like here's Survey Island. It's on this big square here. It's right there. Crater Island is this square here. And it is right here. And then there's Prison Island. It is here. I really hope I did this right. This does not even remotely ring any bells. Like, oh yeah, this is the pattern. Like if I saw the mist fireplace pattern, I would recognize it like immediately if I saw it. I'm one of those people who are like, if I see the answer in front of me, I'll go, that's it. I look at this and I go, boy, I don't think that's it. I really hope I'm wrong. Yeah, what would that be? It's a 25 by 25 grid. And you place 5 colors, but you have 6 colors available. So it's kind of like, I don't know what you'd call it. They really throw you for a loop by giving you an extra color on top of it. So you have 25 by 25 and then 6, but you don't need one. And you don't know which one you don't need. Okay. And I know you flip this switch here. It would be against all odds if I hit this button and the system powers up. Okay. I'm glad something in the universe is being predictable right now. Part of me was hoping I should buy a lottery ticket tonight if I hit that button and it worked. So, the next phase of this is to visit the remaining islands, find the symbols for their domes. Need to go to survey and book. Nope, I have book. Need to go to survey and prison. But we can't go to prison, so we just need to go to survey island. Oh my gosh. No, don't close the door. Don't close the door. Beep, beep, boop. I want to say, surely it doesn't leave me to guess. I'm yelling over the tram. I'm trying to work here, Maglev. Those are big odds. The odds of getting it right are 1 in 625 times 6 times 624 times 5 times. Yeah, I kind of see the pattern there. That looks right. I was going to say it's 60 like bajillion something. I remember that number, that 67 big number, being the number that would be floating around like the Riven community. Be like, oh, by the way, this is how many chances you have to get it right. AKA, you cannot brute force it. Unless you are the luckiest man in the universe. I think I want to hit this button. No, wait. That button summons this tram, correct? Right. Oh, good. My ping is up to 40 now. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Now, if I went to go watch a Twitch stream about now, it would not let me. I would have to run it in non-HD. I thought fiber was a dedicated line. But because it happens at this time every night now, I know they kind of amped up their sales in my area. So I'm wondering if they just oversaturated their fiber network. And it's more like cable where everybody shares the same line. I will be none too pleased if it's the cable sharing the line because I use gigabit. It's the water tunnel. I should go backwards. I think we can go backwards. Because it's cool, like you just kind of coast slowly out along the water and then it just shoom, down into the ocean. You know what? Let's live a little. I remember you would slide out of that tunnel, hit this, and then bloop. Please enter disc 3. See if we can go back. Oh, yeah. And then we'll just come right back. I would ride this roller coaster at Disneyland. Whoosh. Or Kings Island, or your favorite amusement park of choice. I don't know if Disneyland has roller coasters or not. It's just the first theme park that popped into my head. You kind of run out of steam and then, all right, crank it up. We're back. More trees, please. Bonk. And then it'd be bloop. Insert disc 2. It's beautiful. Something to think about. The islands, the world is supposed to be breaking apart, right? So even on Jungle Island, you can walk across some of those walkways and look down, and it's like the ground is splitting open, and there's lava / magma. So if that was happening like under the ocean, if it was cracking open under the ocean, you'd have water floating everywhere because the oceans are hot. Maybe. Maybe over a steam vent. You could, like, find out where the steam vents are in the ocean because you'd have water floating up above it. Alright. This is the long way around. Already have the symbol for this island. I just need to get on the tram to Survey Island. Oh, I really went the long way around. Because the maglev to Survey Island is in the Wark mouth on Jungle Island, isn't it? I just completely forgot. We need to go this way. Well, if this was a speed run, we'd be starting over from scratch. I am now ping 50. We are stable at ping 50. Is the stream still okay? Is the question. Oh. I did not hit the button to summon the maglev. Oh, please be somewhere. I think it's in here. There it is. Bonk. OBS doesn't say dropped frames, so maybe it's just my download speed that's being trashed because everybody is home and watching all their Netflix now. But it's like, come on, AT&T. Even when it's slow, I still have 300 megabits. It shouldn't be buffering. First world problems, I suppose. Chunk. All right. So I think the dome is up top. Clicky click, 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 click. Doop. Oh, I'm going to open up. I didn't. Okay. I'm bringing up like the page that had the translation for the schoolroom. They have a translation for the script. You look carefully. There is a script around this here, around the map room, and it says, and I quote, "Our Lord again has instructed us all to learn." Oh, crud. This is the one. I thought... Well, okay. I mislabeled this one. We didn't need to come here because I mislabeled it. I visited it. See, it's sideways, so you can't see the symbol. Wait. No. Oh my, I'm like messing up my notes now. Book is the one we don't know the color for. Survey, we also don't know what the color is. So we don't know. You know what? We're gonna close this dude. Yeah, there's no way we can see the gold symbol from here. If Riven was multiplayer, have someone stand at the dome going, "All right, hit it!" I can see it! It's a circle with a line through it. Survey Island. Okay. That's good. Now we don't have to brute force 2 colors. We only have to brute force 1 color. Wait, done. I have 4 out of 5 islands. I'm like double checking, triple checking. I think we're good to go back. And if I was like smart and preparing ahead of time, I would have just written it down when we were here the first time. It's funny that you have to get inside tram here and flip it around. Hello? Okay. So you can get out on the other side. We're gonna go down. We're gonna go back by means of Jungle Island. So what do... Oh no, we still have to brute force 2 colors. Because we don't know the color for 2 islands. We know where they are on the map, but we don't know the colors. No, wait. This is logic, okay? I can do logic, but it takes me like 20 minutes to get there. So, Prison Island is either blue or yellow. And Book Island is the other one. I know my screen is kind of tiny up in the corner here. I don't think I have a webcam, widescreen cam. But we can see I have them all labeled. But Prison Island can be this one or this one. And we know all the names of the colors except one. But all the colors are spoken for except for one. If that makes sense. I summon thee! My mouse is gone. We just sit back and wait for the train. Oh! Hello. I feel like the trams were made to kind of break up and slow you down from just zipping all over the place. But I think I allow it. If that's the only reason it's here, is to kind of just break up, slow you down, I accept that. A loading screen that's cool. Okay, I am hoping I can finish this game in 40 minutes. There's another journal to read, but I don't think it's as big as the other journals. Open the mouth. I would totally have that as my front door. To get into my house, you have to lower the wark mouth. Yeah, I think I'm going the wrong way. Click, clicky, click, click, click. See, here's where I purposely picked a transition speed that was slow. So I wouldn't just be like, bam, bam, bam. All right, we're done. You kept up with that, right? I think there's the translations here for the prayers on the gate room walls. I think it'll be cool to, like, read those real quick before we destroy everything. Was there a brrr? I heard a brrr. Kerchunk. Nothing like a good kerchunk after a tram ride. Alright, we'll take a slight detour to the gate room. No Stargate. Is this the start? Let me check. No. Alright. So that shape is here. So remember that. It's kind of like the two. Two with a tail. Okay, and that's a boat with kind of a... Alright. So according to the site, this is the first one. It is called... It starts... The Ink is the name up here. And this script says, our Lord Gen has blessed us by giving us the formula to make the ink. We thank our master for the privilege of manufacturing the ink he uses. And then the next one is this one, the books. Says up here at the top, the books in Dunny. So it'll be like, I think core is book. And I'm like slowly pulling these words out of the dark recesses of my mind. The prefix re or re is the. I know core is book. And if you put T-E-E, like the sound T on the end, that makes it plural. So this one will be to some extent recorti, which I think this symbol here is an R. And then this squiggle is all over the place. So that's kind of like, you know, when you're cracking a code, you try to find the E first. This is their most commonly used symbol. So that's EH. This must be K and then OH and then R. So core. We would write it like KOR, but actually it's the letter K or the sound K, the sound OH, and then the sound R. And then this little dude here is the T, and then this guy is the EE. Anyway. Our Lord Gen has blessed us by giving us the procedure to make the books. We thank our master for the privilege of manufacturing the books he uses. So they're not so much prayers as they are brainwashing, I guess. And this says, our master. Let me double check. Yes, our master, our Lord Gen, has blessed us with his presence. We dedicate our existence to our master Gen. Right here, that's his name. G-E-H-N. The creator and protector of our world. Praise Gen, the maker of worlds. Praise Gin, the maker of worlds, who defeated the evil Atreus. All right. So here we go. The moment of truth. Or not. This will be either a very happy moment or a very painful moment. Survey Island. Survey says orange. I'm actually going to put the purple guy over here. Oop. I don't want to lose the spots necessarily. So put the blue over here. Oop. So I know red is correct. Orange is correct. The Temple Island is green. I just lucked into that. Or did I have this already written down? Maybe I had it already written down. So Prison Island is either blue or yellow. And the other island here is a color we don't know, but the sixth color that isn't yellow or blue is pink. And I think I remember blue being left over. I could be just crazy. But I think this is it. And what I'm going to do is for the future, I'll probably forget I even did this. I'm going to take a picture of this. It's a monument to me for probably the first time legitimately doing this puzzle. Do we want to leave it at yellow or do we want to do blue? Blue or yellow? Blue or yellow? I say yellow. But if someone else thinks blue, we can do blue. And I'll send you not anything. Gonna do blue. I mean yellow. Yellow's there, right? Yeah, yellow. There should be a big old, like... like, nothing happened when we pushed the button last time, and there should be a big old boom when we does work. So... Aww. It didn't work. Do we want blue? I guess we want blue. Yoink. Did I put that in the wrong spot? No, I didn't. Blue. Green, blue, purple, red, orange. Red, jungle, the big one, yes. Orange, survey, the L, yes. Green, temple, which is the one up there at the top, yes. And then purple, we don't know. But process of elimination tells us it's purple. And then blue or... Alright, let's see if this works. Which means I need to delete the old picture that I took. Delete. Oh, my phone's like, oh, you want an HDR version of that, right? Now you have 2 photos to trash. Take a pic. All right. Here we go. The moment of truth. Redux. And can you imagine having a problem with this? Like there's a 50-50 shot like built into the puzzle. Like you could make a mistake, an honest mistake, and think it's another problem and then just go off on another tangent because they built error into the puzzle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Uh-oh. Let me double check the grids. All right. Okay, we have Survey Island should be orange, and it is in the end of the L, and it is the second down in the first column. Check. Let's do Crater Island. Crater Island is in the wrong spot. Absolutely and utterly. It should be 4 down, 2 over, in the upper left corner. Let us double check the rest. Temple Island should be green, and it should be in this square, and it should be right there. Jungle Island should be in this tile, and it should be in this grid. That's it, right? Prison Island. Shoop. It's only got 1 tile, and it's in this grid. All right. And my memory may have served me correctly. I'm going to put yellow back up in there. All right. I'm not going to bother taking a picture because it's probably wrong. Of course, this will be the time where I don't take a picture and it'll be right. Moment of Truth, Part 3. What I'm expecting to hear is not silence. What I'm expecting to hear is a great big old kaboom of the thing powering up. Oh, great. I missed the... There? Okay. I will ask ahead of time. If this doesn't work, do I go back to Survey Island and try to figure out what I mapped wrong? Or do I look it up? Do I look up the answer? The Moment of Truth, Part 4? Yes! That's what we wanted to hear! Kaboom! Okay. Now we have a spooky, otherworldly thrumming sound. They have a whole, like, thing for sound design in Riven, and it's really cool. Like, Myst used a lot of, like, stock sounds, so you'll hear the sounds, like, in other older games. But a lot of Riven's sounds are, like, completely done from scratch. Oh, there's a dome on this island. Let's just use that. Well, we can't. Well, we sort of can. Oh, I see how it is. This is the 3-click side, isn't it? Voila. All right. We have already opened yonder dome. We have powered up the fusion reactor. which may not be too far from the truth, you know. What does it even look like up in there? It's not steam powered. There's water in here, but the water isn't, you know, it's not coming out of the water here. These pipes run to each of the islands. I'm just going to say it's a Dunny fusion core. All right. We are about to confront Mr. Gen. The code to the domes is 13. 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 13, 9, 8, 7, 5. We kind of lucked out on how easy that was. And now we're spinning around and around and getting sick. I'm going to save it here, actually, because I am. It should be powered up. I really hope it's powered up. It's powered up. Behold, the age 233 in all its majesty. It's like somebody played around in... Remember that old Bryce 3D application that it was before, you know, it was like the early days of a terrain generating software. It's like someone just hit the fractal button in Bryce 3D and just stacked mountains on top of each other. Well, and silence. Yawn button. There's a down. So these are books to the different places. They are unpowered. That is a Temple Island book. It's labeled 5, and then it's got a little 1 here. Does that mean Island 1? Nope, it doesn't. It's just 1 on all of them. So that is Survey Island, Temple Island. Nope, that is Book Assembly Island. That is Temple Island. Prison Island. Oh. It is dead. So we do what we always do. We let ourselves in, and then we ring the doorbell. Should mention at the end. Well, we'll just let it happen. I won't spoil it. It's just 5 minutes away. Well, hello!
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that Well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
I swear I've changed.
To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
Ah, that is your pipe of frog juice.
I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
You have broken books, a world of slaves, a fusion core. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... Well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety.
Yes, because you're still
In any
an evil
society, there
god.
will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them.
I have a journal. She talks all
She's
about
come
it.
to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. Although I'm sure Atris desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state.
I mean, I have her journal, and she was pretty
Which brings
aware
me to
of.
the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
I mean, it is my book, but you can look, just don't touch. no, you gotta play reverse psychology on people like this. It's like, no, that's my book. Man, the Mist books are so bookish. Got hard leather covers. They're big, chunky things. So you are given a choice here.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
You can not click. Well, my mouse disappeared. I was too slow.
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, crude though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age.
But I kind of want my book back.
Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atris and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the Islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it.
Well, then why are you gearing up to go back outside, you ding-dong?
The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
Oh. Okay, so I have to leave and come back. All right. Oh, fine. So, you were given the chance to, like, link right away, and that's what I usually do. But I wanted to not, because I met again. Because I hadn't done that before. Where do we want to go? You know what? He's just gonna let us leave. Come on! Move! Change! I want another book. Yes. That's exactly what happens. So you go in, and usually I just go for it because I'm like, oh, hey, sure, I'll go. No problem. And then he's like, okay, well, then I'll follow him. And then he pops you back out of the trap book, because that's how trap books worked in Mist and Riven. And then you just pack him up and go about your merry business. I am going to go to the prison island. Maybe Catherine says something that I... Let me click game. I've never done this before, so this is going to be new territory for me. This is Prison Island. This is where Catherine is. I have never talked to her before freeing Gen. I mean, trapping Gen. I've never talked to her before freeing her. Hi. Hello?
You made it.
Hi.
But how'd you get past Gen?
Well, short story is...
You must really believe I've gone mad. I know what he's doing.
He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. He's hoping you'll lead him back to Dunny. You can't let Gen... Atris sent you to save me. But if Gen gets back to Dunny, he'll kill him. I think I know how to signal Atris, but it's going to take both of us. You'll have to trap Gen before you can get the combination. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
Interesting. All right, back to the 233rd age. We have a beep boop thing here. Oh no. I forgot it was a sound puzzle. What would you call that? A snap? Snap, crank, ding. I'm gonna write that down. Snap, crank, ding. 1, 2, 3. Always poke everything you can. It'll give you something to look for later. All right, the code that I should remember by now. 5, 10, 15, nope. 1, 2, 3, 9, 8, 7, 5. I'm feeling like the stream normally ends in 7 minutes. I think maybe there's 20 to 30 minutes left of Riven if we read the... Gin has another journal that I think we need... Yeah, we need to read it for another code. I'm gonna do it. Let's finish this game, man. Swoosh. I'm not like waiting on purpose. It hasn't given me my mouse back. There we go. Okay. So we signal for Gen. If we don't take the book this time, he'll just get mad and shoot us. He'll be like, yeah, you're dumb. So I am not going to show you the ending because that was a pain and I almost broke the stream restarting it. So I'm gonna touch the book. Hey, old buddy, old pal, let's go see Atris.
I'm relieved you've returned.
I'm so pleased you're not dead.
I thought perhaps you had decided against it. Here.
See you on the other
I shall follow
side.
you directly.
Okie dokie. And nothing. They already seem to retcon something because in Mist, you'll remember the brothers could talk to you out of the book. And in Riven, he doesn't seem to know that you're stuck in it. Which I just chalk it up to Atris made it look even more like Dunny, so you're not like stuck in the panel. Voila! That's Gin. So see, it still looks just like still looks like Dunny. Now, because it's Riven, you can touch this again. You could touch this right now if you wanted to. And Gin will pop out and he'll be like, I don't know why you decided to let me go, but thanks. But you're stuck here forever now. See you later. Actually, remember when I was talking about how it took them forever to render a scene? And they were like, just move the water to the side a little bit so we don't have like multiple refraction going on. It's this. Now that I'm here and see it, it's this that they moved to the side. It used to be behind the glass. And you think of it now, it's so pixely. I mean, you wouldn't have even seen the multiple refraction. But they're like, nah, just scoot it over a little bit. It'll be fine. No one will care. Oh, look. The bug. It's the bug ink stand. It's the bug ink stand. Gotta plug my headphones back in. You know, it'd be nice to get some wireless headphones someday. Here it is. It's not exact. See, it would be kind of like held like, trying to make it match. This way? Yeah, this way. See, the knob thing should be pointed to the beetle butt. This way. But it's right here. So, okay. Alright, you mixed it up a little bit, but okay, it's pretty close. Whoops. Cap fell out. Anyway. Inkwell. Beetle Inkwell. Mashing up beetles to get book ink. This must be the age he's writing, but the book is too small. Here's his frog juice pipe. Alright, the power source is on. He's got a tiny fusion core. I forget what this does. Oh. Did you imagine being stuck in the void forever? Like, we just trapped again. We duped him, and now he's stuck in a void. This is supposed to be a music player. But it's not playing anything. All right. More fives. A sink? Right. That's a cool sink. I can't read the writing. I think this is supposed to be his wife. aka Atris's mother. It's like to begin my, I want to say that's an H, like to husband and my, it's like to begin my husband and my something. Maybe I can search for that phrase. To begin my husband. And my salvation, I dedicate myself to the love that rescued me, is what it says. I have to suspect that I don't know why it would be, but this game used to be 800 by 600, which was considered super high resolution back in the day. And you would have your big old freaking fuzzy CRTs sitting there. But it would be like high res, and you could read all of this easily. So it must be that your brain, like, could interpret how fuzzy it was easier than it can now. I don't know. And this is supposed to be Atris, or Gin's father, I think, who is also coincidentally named Atris. It was not. Oh. Hey, new fellow. I thought you were someone else because you both had blue names, at least on my chat. So sorry, I didn't recognize that you were someone new. Yeah, I don't remember. Can I get closer to that? No, I can't. So I don't know who figured it out. Maybe it was just Cyan decided to go tell people, hey, this is what it says. You guys are curious about it? Or maybe there was a high-res picture in, like, they had a big old coffee table making a Riven book. Oh. Is that a drawer of pillows? A drawer of clothes? Useless trivia, Sandy trivia. I made a replica of this table for 4-H woodworking project. And I still have it. Oh. There's that code. The snap crank ding. I didn't catch it at all. Gonna have to listen to it a few times. Well, I got one. So it's ding. Three, two, 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 one. Yep. Thanks. Got it. All right. This is the last journal we need to read. Hopefully it's not quite as long as the others. And it's easier to read, so get a nice 86/9/29. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the 5th age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she has appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, which is Cho, so the guy who was thrown off the edge of the cliff, This is proof that he survived. As my guard tells it, she linked... Wait, no. This is Oh, man. It's getting so late. I'm losing track of everything. This is Catherine, not us. He will mention us later, I think. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fissure Plateau cage, as I'd guessed, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel happened by at that moment. The luck of it. I will say, I would probably read that, but I know my family watches, and I'm kind of family friendly, and I don't know where to draw the line quite yet, so I'm just gonna skip that. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returning here all the more puzzling. Well, I mean, Cirrus and Achenar had something to do with that. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope she may yet provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. He's got a lot of baggage, if you ask me. Maybe you should deal with that, Mr. Again. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. 86-10-5. Once again, the Great Wark, he actually, trivia here, he misspells Wark here. The journal misspells Wark. It's not Wark, it's Wark. We've been over this. The Dunny letter for this is not H-A, it's A-H. Anyway, the Great Wark has demonstrated its usefulness to me. The past week, the villagers have been most difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known that how truly useful these prodigious creatures could prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. 86-10-13. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge. Not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. That Gin is like blasting someone else for misunderstanding the art is like peak irony here. It is obvious that much of the discord, chaos, that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times, they take it almost the at times they take to it, almost as if they had a bit of Dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. So, in the novel, The Book of Atris, now that he mentions it, I believe Catherine already knew to some extent how to write, and Gin must have been teaching her. So then Catherine found Atris, and they wrote Mist together, and they lived happily ever after until it wasn't happily ever after. Atris, still he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned to him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such crucial weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. So that is a wildly misrepresented version of what happened to the Dunny civilization, but more or less kind of accurate. So like totally wrong and kind of right all at the same time. 8714. These last few weeks, I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. 8728. I've got her! Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions when she answers them at all in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There is no other way. 87-620. Wow, so it's been like Catherine's been captured for like 4 months. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife, Kita. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. 87-730. He swears at the savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th age and begin again a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Dunny, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this, yet how could he be so foolish as to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. Observe! Alright. So the code was not in his journal, but some backstory about Gin's insanity. I just want to double check. So it was ding, crank, 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 snap. Alright. Read the journal. I think that's it. I think we're just good to go to finish Riven now. Trying to think if there's any, like... Oh, there is the imager if we want to see Gin's wife.
Natsu? Shima? Shorate. Mataneta. Tagamem. San Botegan Shem. Fasi.
Bet you can't guess what I'm doing. Kita's imager Riven. Translation. She says Shorate, which is peace be with you. This is not the most decently laid out. Where she says Tagamem. Yeah, so she says, peace be with you, and then laughs, and then she leans into the camera, or whatever, the recording thing, and she says, you know, always I will love you to the greatest extent. Aww. Oh, she asks Kinenatsu, which is something like, is it running or is it ready? Okay. And that's it. We have the code. We can free... Oh! The music is playing now. Well, it's about time, music player. And away we go. There's the gold emblem. Of course, at this point, we don't need to know the colors of the domes because they're already working. All right, Catherine, guess what? According to my notes here, I have everything I need to finish the game. All the music's different. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Boop. Oh, yeah. This music track coming up is called Catherine's Freedom, and it's pretty much the reason why I bought the Riven soundtrack back in the day. She's just like casual stroll. Yoink.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book?
You can look, but don't touch.
You did it. We're all free. You captured Gen.
Yep.
But they
I
still
always
must follow us. I'm not sure what they'll do once they realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure. I know it's risky, but it's the only way to save the Latris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
Bye. It's not letting me click. Sometimes I feel like it leaves the video run extra long to simulate like you're sitting here now. She's using the dome and linking out, and this is how long it takes to do that. It's like, all right, move now. Ah, got it. First try. You know it's pretty risky building a power system like this? They're all powered by giant steam pipes, essentially, to all these different islands. If the islands are moving that much, they could break, like, at any moment. And here we go. We are officially in the end game now. Whoosh. I'm not just admiring the view. My mouse didn't appear. All right. Prison. Jungle. Nope. Survey. Book. Temple. Whew. Okay. Ooh. Let me out! It was a nice echo sound if I do say so myself. Bloop. There's really not much more to discuss. Never found what would actually prompt somebody to go to Survey Island and do all that work mapping fire marble domes. I guess you would just have to, like, put the pieces together that all these domes have the books in them, and there's only one big version of that, so you have to activate it somehow. You find the ladder that goes to the top level, and then you see the grid, and then you have to be like, now where have I seen a grid like that before? Excuse me? I had this door open. One of the things about Mist and Riven were made, I'm not sure about Riven, but I know Mist was made in a program called HyperCard back in the day. So these slideshow games, they had to keep track of game states manually. So they have a big old, like, chart of, all right, so when the player's coming from this direction and this and this have already happened, we need to make sure that this door's open and this lever's pulled and this, that, and the other. So when stuff like, hey, after I get rid of Gin and free Catherine and come back from the 233rd age and I come across the walkway, the crank is, like, open instead of shut. And it's like, well, all right, fine, sue us. We missed a slot. We missed a card. All right. This is the end. We got to open the telescope. The code in her book is 32313. Behold. Oops. It's so beautiful. Something flashed white outside, and I would have called it lightning, but it's way too cold for a storm. Weird. I'm kind of freaked out, actually. It's so pretty. So this is the fissure, star fissure. They mentioned a stopper. There's one. That's it. It's just the one. All right, we smashed this baby open. And summon the apocalypse. And Atris is like, well, good enough signal for me.
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't know.
Well, A, Catherine took the book from me, so I didn't have any say in that.
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us.
Bye. It was nice knowing you for 30
This is where our
seconds.
paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me. Goodbye, my friend.
And then you're like, wait, but I need that book. It's the beginning of Mist.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure, that riven cleft of stars that access both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
Yay. See what I mean about, well, it ended, but it kind of pulled, you know, a black hole, the movie kind of ending, where you're like, wait, you kind of just given me the book to go back to Mist. But I guess he's banking on, well, I threw the Mist book into the fissure before, and it went to the player's home world, evidently, so I just throw the player in, and he'll go back home, too. Oh, wow, look. Marty O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore both worked on sound and music? I didn't know they both worked on Riven. Actually, you know what? It is storming outside. It is literally lightning. Weird. It's too cold for that. Anyway. So that's Riven. I think I can. Can I not skip? Nope. Can't skip. Maybe that's supposed to actually be the start of Mist and the fissure as a time loop. No. Because I will say the start of Mist, the intro video to Mist is the end of the Book of Atris novel, and at the end of that is where he's facing off with Gin the first time around, and he's like, you know, I'm leaving you here forever, you can't escape. And then either Gin throws him in or Atris jumps in. For whatever reason, Atris falls into the fissure by mistake, or maybe on purpose. I don't know the details. He falls in and then he uses the book because he doesn't want to use the book on Riven because then Gin will use it. So that is the beginning of Mist. Now, they try to expand on the concept. Riven just crashed, all right? That was not me. I did nothing. It's just the end credits. We didn't miss anything, but it just poof. It's gone. The game's closed. That's not even the menu. It's gone. Okay, then. I lost my save, but whatever. They did try to expand on what the fissure is and what the fissure is supposed to be, but they did that in Mist Online. And that's where I personally think they just kind of like went like they made everything all kind of weird and mystical and magical kind of thing. And I'm just like, yeah. You kind of lost some of the Mist Riven charm where it's like sciencey. Oh, is the stream not being nice? Because now OBS doesn't say it's dropping frames. Let me see. Hello? Coincidentally, it seems fine watching myself. But yeah, I believe that maybe it's breaking up. So, okay, enough hearing me talk to myself. So, yeah. Oddly enough, Mist 3 like picks up with you visiting Atris at his new home. And it's like, hey, remember me throwing you into the fissure? It didn't even matter. We're here. Here we are again. We're old buddies. We're just visiting each other. Yay. It's like, don't you remember throwing me into space underground? So it kind of, I don't know. The fissure's kind of a weird thing anyway. Okay. See you later. I'll just do like my little outro thingy here. For everybody sticking around watching the VOD and such. Thanks to you guys for watching. All the chatters and the lurkers and the YouTube watchers and the VOD watchers. You know what to do if you want to help. I'll just mention it at the end of every video just cuz. If you do want to help, just hit follow on Twitch. That's the best way to help right now. I will upload this to YouTube eventually. My internet it seems unhappy right now. I don't have any dropped frames on OBS, but you know, didn't get to Mario 64. That'll be tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday already, isn't it? Yeesh. And then Thursday, try to get No Man's Sky going again, cause I kind of like it. I don't know if anybody else liked it, but I do. And I'll have my new mouse. So I want to use that. Or maybe even I had a couple people asking about streaming World of Warcraft, which I did not expect because I think that would be super boring to watch. But you never know. I have alts to level. That's really all the content in World of Warcraft right now. Well, there's the Halloween or Hallows Eve content going on right now. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. That's Riven. Next Tuesday, I'm going to continue the Mist series, starting with Mist 3. I know, I'm just kind of like watching my stream here, checking its health and stuff. It seems okay. OBS and Twitch dashboard are both telling me excellent. Green, no frames dropped. I'm kind of paranoid about it because I pay good money for fiber. If it's not working, I'm going to get mad. Anyway, I'm just blah-blahing at this point because it's late and I have a lot of... my own stream just croaked. Is the video buffering? Use low latency. Meh, meh, meh. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later. Good night.